Ryan Lowe, and welcome to the pre-show! Woo, yeah! Welcome, everyone, to the Ryan Lowe pre-show, and welcome to the relaunch of OC Youth Live. I'm very excited to be hosting for you tonight. The last time I was here was for the breakfast show, and since then, Nathan obviously got in contact with my agent. We settled a salary and a fee, and here I am hosting a pre-show. So honestly, any show, anything that's got the word show or low in it, I'll probably be hosting it. And you cannot host anything without a guest host. Please welcome everyone, Amy Jordan.
Hello, good evening. Good to see you all. It's my privilege, Ryan, to be here this evening.
I'm very glad you're here. I'm a big fan of yours, especially considering that one hit that that one song that you did, Saw. I've got a special place in my heart for that, and just thank you for producing that for us. Yes, for the pre-show, I will be having guest hosts, so that will be exciting, and Amy Jordan is the first one. Everyone who's on the chat, give us something, give us an emoji of some sort to proclaim your excitement for being back with youth. If you're in the audience, so yes, that's another thing. We have a live audience tonight. Give us a whoop, give us a clap to let us know you are here. Amazing. So we've got some great things coming up for pre-show and a great program overall. Amy,
yes,
we've got one challenge coming up very soon. It's going to be a first person to guess type of challenge, and there is a chance to win prizes tonight. Yes.
Are there indeed?
There is indeed, and
this is not a cheap pre-show, is it, Ryan?
It is not, and I'd just like to confer with everyone that if you get something right tonight, you will win something from this Ryan's repository of resplendent rewards. In here are some absolutely fantastic prizes. Amy, would you like to just dip your hand in and
just to see what people could win?
Just see what people can win tonight, please.
Gonna have a rummage. It is a remote control.
A remote
everybody.
Control, everyone.
A remote control. Are there batteries inside? There are two AAA batteries as well.
That is a good price.
No expense spared.
We have no idea what that remote is for, but it's your chance to find out. That could be for anything. I'm almost tempted to take that out because that is such a good price. But yes, let's do the challenge first. So, coming up on the screen, should be a photo of you, Amy. There you go. So that is Amy, everyone. Much younger than she appears. Oh, very cute. Yeah, much younger than she appears here now. The challenge for people in the chat here live as well is, how old is Amy in this photo? First person to guess in the chat the age of Amy will be winning something from the resplendent reward box. Later.
Is that all it takes?
That's all it takes. Take a good look, everyone. It's going to be disappearing.
Who's going to be first?
Very shortly. We need an age, and we will get a winner.
We've got a few people guessing already.
Amazing.
Sam Taylor, 25.
25! I can see 6, 8, 32. You're not even 32 yet, are you?
I'm not.
There we go. Wow.
Very nearly.
It's all over the place, the guesses, but they are coming in.
I think people are just going to blast the chat with as many numbers as possible.
I think that's probably the way to win, if you're asking me. Now, we have got loads of challenges tonight, and it wouldn't be right not to have a challenge with you, guest host Amy. So, we've got Lowe's lip reading challenge. Lowe's lip reading, yeah. Alliteration is key to a good game, everyone. And essentially, there's an iPod right there with some headphones, and basically, I've put that on the UV Rave playlist. If anyone remembers the UV Raves of the old times, that's a playlist with lots of loud, aggressive music. And the idea is you should not be able to hear anything. And for added ear protection or ear muffling, whatever the word is that you want to use, we have headphones as well for you to put, noise-cancelling headphones to put on top of your earphones. And I have got several phrases to read to you, and you have got to try and guess what I am saying.
Okay, tell me when to play the music, because I will not be able to hear you.
I will tell you when to play, and this signal is we're gonna, we cut, so stop, and we're gonna move on. That's the signal. So,
I'm just gonna have to guess.
You are gonna have to guess what I'm saying. This should be hilarious, or you'll guess them all completely right, and you'll be an absolute legend.
Okay.
So it's a win-win, everyone, a win-win. Right.
Let me do a test. Let me just.
Have you got into my iPod with that killer passcode?
What?
Loud? Can you hear me? All right, everyone, we're going right now. So, first one. We were made to soar. We were made to soar. We were made to soar.
Hang on. Cool. I'm going to need to stop that when I guess, because otherwise I'm going to shout in the mic. I think because of how passionate you are about it, it gave it away.
Yeah.
We were made to soar.
We were made to soar is correct. Correct.
All right. Okay.
Play that music.
Currently listening to Blood Sugar by Pendulum.
Oh, Pendulum, everyone. If some of you might be too young for Pendulum. Honestly, give them a search. A cracking band. That was an easy one, everyone, so I'm glad you got that one right. Here's the next one. So, can the real Tim Shady please stand up? Can the real Tim Shady please stand up? Don't stand up, because you will possibly give it away.
I honestly have no idea. I've just stopped the music.
Okay.
Candelabra shade.
Candelabra throw shade.
Something.
Well, I don't know if we have a Delabra in the room. If we do, we'll find out if she can throw shade later. I'm afraid you got that one wrong.
Okay.
It was, can the real Tim Shady please stand up?
I see. All right.
Next one.
Okay.
If you play the music.
Ready?
Next one. World-class kazoo players be tripping. World-class kazoo players be tripping.
So I think I got the first bit.
Yeah?
Whoa. No, actually, I have no idea if I got it or not. I see that. World-class kazoo player.
You've got it right.
I didn't get that last
You've got it
bit.
right.
Ryan Lowe.
World-class kazoo players, Ryan Lowe.
Yeah.
I would say you got 70% of that. It was world-class kazoo players be tripping.
Be tripping.
Be
Okay.
tripping.
All right.
All right. Next one.
We've got
Next one,
another one.
everyone.
All right, okay,
Next
good.
one. All right. I'm about to go ham on this ham. I'm about to go ham on this ham. All right.
I'm about to go. I don't know. Ham.
Ooh. Interesting.
And then I don't know what the last part of the phrase was. On the ham on the spam.
About to go ham on the spam. Very close. It's I'm about to go ham on this ham.
I see.
Very close. She's doing really well, everyone, isn't she? She's doing really well. Maybe I'm talking too loud on the mic. That might.
Have
be
we got
the
another
problem.
one?
I've got one more.
I feel like my ears are bleeding, but I take one more.
I've got one more. Whoa, the Ryan Lowe pre-show is the best yo. Whoa, the Ryan Lowe pre-show is the best yo.
I feel like I can say this with confidence and conviction. Whoa, the Ryan Lowe pre-show is the best show.
Well, that was very good. Either this game is way too easy, or Amy Jordan is just way too good at this. We'll find out. We'll find out when we do this next time with the next guest host, won't we? Fantastic, very good.
Well, thank you so much.
Very good on that. So, thank you for that challenge. Right, it wouldn't be proper not to get the live audience involved in a challenge tonight.
I think that's right. They are here for a reason, aren't they?
They are here for a reason, and that reason, everyone, is to get involved in pre-show.
Yep.
So, we have got a great game for you tonight. Under your chairs, you will have two pieces of paper. You will have an A and an R. Now, Amy, our guest host tonight, will read out statements, and you have to guess, is that statement about me, Ryan? Or is that statement about Amy?
Yeah.
Now, for added competitiveness here, the left side, nearest to the windows, is my team. And the right side, the team nearest to the kitchen door, is Amy's side. Now, I need everyone to stand up. I need everyone to stand up.
Can you pick, basically, if you're in the chat, can you pick a side?
Yeah, oh yes, absolutely. In the chat, you're not being left out. Please also put in your answers. Pick a side, pick whoever you like.
Tell us basically who is your favourite person.
Absolutely.
So we want to see that in the chat, please.
Yes.
And so also, if you are in the chat, then you can join in with whether you think the answer is Amy or Ryan. So
That's
you can
right.
put an A or an R in the chat. Are you ready for the questions?
Well, firstly, what we need to explain is you're stood up for a reason. If you get it wrong, you have to sit down.
Mm-hmm.
And it is the team with the most people standing at the end of the statement that wins the point. Okay?
Come on to you, Amy.
Are we ready?
Okay.
Amy's going to read the first statement now.
Number 1. Who despises mushrooms with a passion? Who despises mushrooms with a passion? Is it A or is it R? Make your choices. Place your bets in the chat. We've got Obed saying A, Amy Williams saying A, Matt Simpson saying A. You are correct. It is Amy A.
It is Amy, everyone. Sit down. Sit down if you got that wrong.
There were a lot of R's in team.
Oh!
Have I got anybody? Amber.
Obed is still stood on my side.
All right, I've got Amber left.
Oh, there's
Amber
two.
and Obed,
There's
everybody.
two.
It is Amber versus Obed left.
We're going to have to go to the next statement to
Okay,
decide.
next statement.
We're going to have to go to the next statement to decide. It's between Amber and Obed.
We had a lot of people left in the chat, though. A lot of people left in the chat. Okay, next question. Come on, Amber. Next question. Who likes going on 2 one-hour walks a day? Who likes going on 2 one-hour walks a day? In the chat, is it A or is it R? Place your bets. Make your votes now. Amber has gone for an R. Obed has gone for an R. Correct.
It is me. It is me. This has never happened before. This has never happened. We're going to have to go to another one.
Another question. Okay, come on.
One more to see if we can break this tie and get everyone back involved.
All right. Question. Whose first car was purple? A or R? Whose first car was purple? A or R? And the answer, so Amber has gone with Amy, Obed has gone with Ryan. In the chat, we are seeing a few Amy's also. It was in fact Ryan Lowe.
It was, although I prefer to call it lilac, if I'm being honest. Come on.
I'm not sure that's
lilac.
fair.
I call it lilac. So Obed, that's a point for me, I'm afraid. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys. Everyone, you can stand back up. We are all back in this. So fantastic.
Well done to people in the chat. Keep those answers coming. Got a few more statements?
Yep.
All right.
All right, are we ready?
Question. Who prefers Apple to Android? Who prefers Apple to Android? Place your votes now. Amy or Ryan in the chat. Lots of Amy's, lots of Amy's. We've got a Ryan at the front here. In the chat, let us know, Amy or Ryan. It is, in fact, Amy.
It is, in fact, Amy. Sit down if you got that wrong.
Got lots of people still stood up. Lots of people stood up in the chat.
I think there's more people stood up on your side though, so I think that's a point for you.
Oh, a point for Amy.
So that's
okay.
that's the tie. That is. Everyone, if you've been sat down, stand back up. Don't worry, stand back up for the next statement, which is coming now.
Next question. Who recently discovered the awesomeness of Cadbury Boost bars in lockdown? Who recently discovered the awesomeness that is a Cadbury Boost bar in lockdown? A or R? Pop it in the chat. Cadbury Boost bar. Whoa. We have got a lot of R's in this area. A lot of R's. What about in the chat? We have got R's.
We've got
R's coming in as well. Okay, so it was Ryan Lowe. It was indeed Ryan Lowe.
It was me, everyone. It was me. If you could sit down if you got that wrong. Let's see what we're doing here.
One Church Bristol, I think that's Pastor Mike from One Church Bristol, says it is a great chocolate bar.
It is a great chocolate bar. I think, again, There's more people on your side stood up, I think.
Come on, team
so
Amy.
I think that's a win. I think that's a win. I think that's a win to you tonight, Amy.
It is.
I'll concede there. I'll concede.
Well done, team Amy.
I'll concede. Right. Thank you, everyone, for participating. You may take your seats. It is time now to reveal the winner of the guess the picture. Guess the age.
Guess the age.
So
who got it first?
It was.
Need a bit of a drum roll or a stamp roll in the room.
Jess Fogg, everyone.
Jessica
Jess
Fogg
guessed it right. Amy was 4 years old.
4.
In that photo.
Can I just
4
say,
years old.
Jess Fogg has won so many OC Youth games online.
Honestly, I can confirm I do not give her any inside information.
She has had all of the merch that there is.
Literally.
Genuinely, there's no merch left for her to have. So it has to be.
Yeah. She's never going to have to buy something again.
Ryan's box of stuff.
Great. So I'm going to pick a prize from here. Jess Fogg, you're going to get something great out of this box. Right. Let's.
What's it going to be? Oh, well. That
look at that.
Is one of a kind.
So you stick a fruit there. Slice it down.
Yeah.
Slice it into pieces ready to eat. I mean, that is
actually
great price.
A good gift.
You could do that with, well, you don't even have to do that with fruit. You could probably do that with sausage.
Props and apple
or a chicken nugget.
The design.
Or all sorts of foods would slice down the middle like that. That is a great price. We will get that to you
Jess.
later. Jess, congratulations there. Well, that's been pre-show. Have you enjoyed yourself?
I have really enjoyed myself. I hope you have enjoyed yourself in the room. I hope you've enjoyed yourself at home on the chat. Well done for engaging and getting stuck in. It's been a privilege, Ryan Lowe, to be your guest.
Thank you very much.
On
It's been a privilege to host with you. It's been a privilege to do pre-show for you tonight. Get ready for the main event. It's coming right now.
Welcome back to OC Youth.
Yes.
Come on.
How exciting.
I am your host, Tim. I'm joined with Maria today.
Yes, and we're so excited to be hosting for you. We've got so much going on, and we've got some of you joining us in the room, so you guys can clap. We want to hear you in the room. And then we've got you guys at home as well. Yeah. So you guys at home, be loud in the comments because we can see you. But yeah, we've got our welcomings to do first.
That's right. We want you to go crazy in the room and also in the comments if you hear your location called out. So, big welcome, huge welcome to Gloucester.
Oh. Wow. A massive, humongous welcome to Kingsway, OCU. I want to see you in the comments, Kingsway.
A huge shout out to Podsmead as well.
Mm-hmm. And let's not forget about Bristol. I've already seen you in the comments, but I want to see more. Come on, go crazy.
And if you're from Keynsham, we want you to go crazy in the chat.
Mm-hmm. And we know that we've got some people that might be joining beyond that from our Thrive Online family. We are so excited to be back. welcome. I want to keep seeing this in the chat. I can see Bristol. Yes, the enthusiasm is building.
Awesome.
And we have so much in store. What is coming
That's
up?
right. We've got a great night planned for you guys. We have a fantastic preach from the main man, Greg Worcester. Make some noise for Greg.
Woo!
Come on. But before that, we have some games. Some marshmallow madness, people. Marshmallow madness. 2 marshmallow games, maybe 3. Me and Maria are going to go head to head.
Yes.
I'm going to win. I've been training this my whole life, basically, with people. I big myself up a lot, so if I lose, I'm not sure if I can show my face again.
It's going to be a bit awkward.
But, the first game is going to be Chubby Bunnies, a classic, okay? So, Maria, how can people get involved in the chat?
Yes. So, this is going to be a tense battle of Maria versus Tim, but there is a challenge within this challenge. So you guys in the building, if you haven't got your phones open on the YouTube Live, get them out. You need to be there. You back home, you've already got it open, you're one step ahead. But basically, we challenge you on our Chubby Bunny game to guess how many marshmallows is the winner of this game going to successfully put in their mouth and still be able to say Chubby Bunny. So, it's going to show how much faith they have in us, really.
That's right.
Yeah, so Nathan's going to be keeping an eye on that chat. Make sure you do many, many guesses because there is a prize.
What?
And, we can even beat a remote control. Isn't that crazy?
That is mad.
I know. We have Thrive merch. So really put your guesses in there. I want to hear you in the room buzzing. I want to see you in the chat buzzing. But all that's left is to say, I challenge you, Tim, to a game of Chubby Bunnies, and I'm feeling quite confident, Tim.
Prepare to lose.
Well, I don't think that's going to happen, but after you, yeah.
Chubby Bunnies.
Sounded a bit, already quite difficult for you, but
No, easy.
that's all right. Okay. Chubby Bunny.
Chubby Bunny.
All right. Chubby Bunny.
Chubby Bunny.
Okay. Okay. Chubby Bunny. Can you do number 4, Tim?
Yes. Chubby
Ooh.
Bunny. Come on.
There was a flinch in your eye. You looked like it was a bit difficult.
I'm not
there.
struggling. This is easy.
Chubby Bunny.
Sounded like you struggled.
No, no, no.
Chubby Bunny.
Okay. Chubby Bunny.
Oh.
No!
What number is this?
Number 5.
Number 5 for me. All right. Chubby Bunny.
No! Chubby Bunny. Chubby Bunny.
Okay, I'll give you that one. Right. Chubby Bunny. Yeah? Come on.
Okay.
Take your time, take your time.
Chubby Bunny.
No. Are we going to allow that?
Chubby Bunny.
Oh. No? No. No. Are we going to allow it? Are we going to allow it in the room? No? Do you want to try again? One more go. I win. I am the champion. Love that. Come on. Oh, I need to recover from all that sugar in my mouth. But beyond the game, up next we have a bit of news, which will appear on the screen or as a video in the live stream. Nate is going to tell us what to expect over the next coming months with OCU. So turn your head to the screen.
What is up, OC Youth? We are back. How good is this? How exciting is it to finally be back? I have missed this. I have missed you. But how good is it to be back on YouTube or live here in the room? Absolutely loving this. One really quick thing from me, and that is to announce our next watch party. It's going to be on November the 13th. Get yourself booked in. It's going to be absolutely amazing. One massively exciting thing about November the 13th is that we will have a guest speaker. We have the one, the only Mr. Jerome Rudder coming to speak. It's going to be absolutely amazing. This guy, yes, this guy. If you remember him, he spoke at Thrive last year. He's absolutely incredible. We all know and love him. He's going to be amazing. He's coming to preach through the 15 minutes of fire. Book in, it's not to be missed. In addition to that, each location, so Kingsway, or you guys in Bristol, or you guys in Gloucester, we'll be figuring out what it means to meet in smaller groups in what we're going to call bubbles. That's what the government calls it, at least. So keep your eyes and ears peeled for what your age-appropriate bubble looks like and how you can get together in a smaller group setting. Our leaders will be in contact with you very shortly if you don't know already what that looks like. So good to be back, guys. See you soon.
Amazing. Well, I mean, I didn't do quite as well
No.
as I expected.
I think I won that one. Well, I did win.
Well, yeah, you did win, but I saw some of the guesses, and they were guessing like 12, like Maddie guessed 12, and I'm thinking, there's no way I could have fit 12 in my mouth.
I let myself down, I think. Should have gone for 15, but...
I was starting to feel like I was going to drown in marshmallows, so you did very well, but we do have a part 2,
That's
don't
right.
we? And these involve mini marshmallows.
Mini marshmallows.
Mini marshmallows. And I must say, if Tim was feeling confident about chubby bunnies, you've expressed that you're particularly talented in this area.
Yeah, not to brag, but I think I have a natural gift for catching mini marshmallows in my mouth. I don't know where it came from, but I'm gifted. What can I say?
That makes me a little bit nervous.
You should be nervous.
This is supposed to be like my comeback moment.
Yep.
But I feel the support in the room, right, guys? Like, Team Maria, right? Yeah, I feel it. I feel it in the chat as well. So again, comment on your phone, because this is going to be the mini marshmallow toss. So we are going to get our mini marshmallows, throw them in the air, try to gracefully catch them in our mouths, and do that as many times as we can in our 1 minute timer. So I'm feeling not so confident, but I have faith. But you need to guess how many the winner is going to successfully catch in their mouth. So guys, I want to hear you cheering in the room. I need the support. Come on now. I want to see you in the chat. We're looking out to see who gets it. Okay? Are you ready?
I'm born ready.
Okay, so I've got the timer. I'm going to count us down.
All right.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. How many have you got? I've got 5. 7. 8. 9. We got 15 seconds left. 10. Okay. I actually surprised myself on that one. I did pretty well.
How many did you get?
I got 12. How many did you get?
Well, not to upset you, but
no.
I got 19 mini marshmallows.
What?
Which I think means I win again.
Oh my goodness.
So
got
I'm
a lot.
unlucky, but as I said,
Yeah.
natural talent.
Really,
You
yeah.
can't train
I
stuff
feel
like
it.
that.
I feel it. I mean, I did, run through this in my mind, practiced it, in my mind, and this scenario never occurred to me really. It was always
you're
like
losing?
Maria won, and then Maria won again, and then.
Well,
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, but
Oh, no.
it hasn't quite panned out that way, has it?
That's okay, because even though Tim has won, I know there's going to be some winners in you guys, whoever's
That's right.
guessed that Nath is checking up on in the chat, which we'll announce later. But fair enough, Tim.
Yeah.
Fair
Moving on from the games. Up next, we have Amy Jordan through the video. She's going to introduce Greg Worcester, our preacher for tonight, and give you more information about how you can get involved in the chat. So, over to Amy.
So in a moment, we are going to hear from Greg, who is going to bring an amazing encouragement to us. 15 minutes of fire where we are going to be challenged to think differently. And now these moments can be so significant. In these moments, we can see ourselves differently, we can see our situation differently, we can see the whole world differently, we can see faith and God differently. These moments can be so powerful. So here are some top tips to get the most out of these next 15 minutes. Tip number 1, encourage the speaker. Tonight, when Greg says something good, let's encourage him and tell him so. So if you are in the room, you can do that audibly tonight. And if you are watching online, you can do that in the comments. If Greg says something that speaks to you, then say, good point. Put a fire emoji in the comments, some hands raised, whatever it is. Let's encourage Greg as he speaks tonight. Tip number 2, engage in the message. So tonight, write out the key points in the comments, write out a word that stands out to you and engage in the message. Tip number 3, expect something. So expect something to speak to you tonight, to stand out to you tonight. Expect God to speak to you tonight, because as we raise our expectations, so often God will meet and exceed those. So tonight, let's encourage, engage, and expect, and let's make this the best 15 minutes of fire that we have ever seen. So for now, with no further ado, would you please put both your physical and your emoji hands together for Mr. Greg Worcester.
Hey, come on. So good to be with you tonight. So good to be with you in the room. So good to be with you online. Anyone else a little bit disappointed at Maria's performance in those games? Is that just me that was like, I believed in you, Maria. I thought you could do it, but Tim just wiped the floor with you, quite frankly. Ah, dear. So good to be with you. I've got a question to start with tonight, and a question for everyone in the room, question for you guys online. When was the last time you regretted eating something? When was the last time you regretted eating something? If you're watching online, maybe you can pop it in the comments. You let me know what the last food you ate that you regretted. Maybe you're like a curry guy. You like your curries. You like your Indians. And so you ordered an Indian, but it's a thing that guys do a lot, is we pretend we like really, really hot food. It feels manly, doesn't it? It feels manly to order like a vindaloo or so. I never order one of those. If I go for a 2-spice, that's pushing the boat out. Have you ever gone for a curry, but then regretted it the next morning? When you're running to the, you know what that's like? Toilet roll in the fridge the night before. Anyone? That helps with the cooling, just me. Or maybe we'll move on from India. Maybe it's Chinese. You've ordered your favorite Chinese, and you're tucking into what you think is a chicken chow mein, but that chicken tastes really rubbery. It's like, I don't know what this is, but it's not chicken. You know that feeling of regret when you're eating and you don't. What is it that I'm eating? Who knows? My mother-in-law, Nicole. Shout out to Nicole if she's watching. Round of applause for Nicole. Let's go. My mother-in-law thinks I'm really fussy. That's her complaint. Whenever I go around for dinner, she thinks I'm really, really fussy. But I've got a rule, and my rule is that I'll try anything once. So I'll try anything once, but if I don't like it, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to continue eating that thing that I don't like. And one of these meats that seems quite popular is lamb. Now, I don't like lamb. Just in the room, give me a hands up if you like lamb. If you like... There's a fair bit of people liking lamb. My problem with lamb is it just tastes like grass. It's like someone's taken grass, warmed it up, made it chewy, put it with potatoes, and then served it to me. It's like if I wanted to eat grass, I just go to my garden and grab some. I don't want to eat it with my roast. I want chicken. I want beef. I want gammon, people. I want gammon. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Anyway, I've got this rule where I'll try anything once. And it started off, I went to Zimbabwe when I was 18 on a trip with the church, a missions trip. And in Zimbabwe, I mean, who knows what sort of meat you'll get in sometimes. And it's better not to ask, quite frankly. But I got to try some interesting meats. I tried crocodile. Anyone tried crocodile in the room? No, crocodile is quite nice, kind of like chicken, just not as nice. But if you get the opportunity to try it, it's worth it because it's different. So I tried crocodile. I tried oxtail, which is literally the tail of an ox. And when I say the tail of an ox, I mean they've snipped this thing off and just served it to you. And I didn't order it. Someone else on the trip ordered it. And there was just this thick ring of fat that sort of ran across the plate, and then the tiniest bit of meat in it. I tried it. Won't be trying it again. Tried warthog. Warthog was actually really nice. If you Google the animal warthog, they don't look nice, but they taste surprisingly nice. Sort of like beef, but really, really tender. Anyway, so I've tried some things, and I'll try anything once, but if I don't like it, I'm not going to try it again. This did trip me up once in the Philippines, and Jess, Amy were with me in the Philippines when this tripped me up. And then we were there again with the church on a trip, always helping the children, you know, that's what we're doing, always helping the children. And thank you, all about the children. And so we had a rest day, and they took us, the people we were staying with, the host family, they took us to like this resort, and it was really nice. Drove for about an hour, and like it was like swimming pools, waterfalls, sun loungers, cabanas, like you name it, it was there. Beautiful, beautiful. And it's lunchtime, so they take us for lunch, and everyone orders like what they want. So British, I order chips. I mean, what else are you going to order, quite frankly? But the host family then ordered a platter for the table. So everyone had their own meals, but then the Filipinos ordered like a platter of delicacies for the table. And the sort of waiters, servers brought it out. And one of these items, I mean, it was just a fish. It was, in fact, I've got a picture. I sent a picture through so you can see what it was. I mean, that is literally just a fish. And I don't know what they've done with the fish, but it's just the fish. And I want you to look at the eye of the fish right at the front of the photo. Because what happened is people from the trip were eating different parts of the fish, and we had some people that had come with us, obviously Filipino, and so they were tucking in. They were like, this is the greatest thing ever. Going through this fish until basically just the head is left. And the problem is I've got this rule where I'll try anything once. And something I'd never eaten before is fisheye. I mean, I don't know if anyone here has tried fisheye, but I'd never had the opportunity to try fisheye. But I've got this conviction, you know, deep inside my soul that I will try I mean, I'm not a fussy person. I will try anything once. So this fisheye was left. And no one else wanted to eat it, surprisingly. So I thought, well, you know, I'll try anything once. I'll try anything once. I've tried some bad things in the past. I mean, I've never had an eyeball before. How bad can it be? And in truth, you know, I pick it up and this thing, you know, it's staring at me, giving me the old eye, and it knows what's coming. It's been prepared for this. It was bred for this. It was readied for my enjoyment. And so I pick up the fisheye. I put the fisheye in my mouth. I chew the fisheye. The fisheye is surprisingly crunchy. I swallow the fisheye. The fisheye lands in my stomach. Everything I think is okay. Everything I think is okay. At this point, I do not regret eating the fisheye. I'm quite glad I tried something new, you know, quite glad. Fast forward about 12 hours to a tale I call The Revenge of the Fisheye. You know that you wake up in the morning and something's wrong. Like your brain's not engaged enough to tell you what's wrong, you just know something's wrong. And so I didn't know what was going on. Like our bedroom was not nice. It was not nice. We'd had to change beds because there was all sorts of creepy crawlers in the bedroom. And so I'm like trying to climb over my wife, and all I know is I need to get to the toilet. And so I have to go out our room, I have to go down some steps. And as I'm going down the steps, every step is like, I mean, I'm just throwing up on every step, quite frankly. It's pretty grim. I get down to the bottom. There's a little attendant trying to sweep something around at like 5 a.m. He's speaking to me in Filipino. Obviously, I don't speak Filipino, so I've got no idea what he's saying. Obviously, I'm not okay. And that was a whole day written off for me because of the fisheye. Now, my wife thinks it was heat stroke. I think it's a coincidence that the one time I get heat stroke is the same time I've eaten a fisheye for the first time. Who knows what it was? The fisheye returned. It was not pleasant. Don't eat fisheye. Moral of the story, no one eat fisheye. I regret eating the fisheye. Thank you. Thank you. It's important. We need to get the message out to people. Don't eat the fish eye. But it's not just food that we can regret eating. I remember life in school. Sometimes good, sometimes not so good. One of the best things to do at school, I shouldn't say this because it's streamed on YouTube, is to prank teachers, quite frankly, isn't it? Like getting on your teacher's nerves is one of the best things to do at school. Until they then pull out the detention card, because, I mean, an after-school detention is just never worth it. I mean, everyone else has gone home on the bus and you're sat there, immediate regret at what you've done. Immediate regret at things that have happened that previous day to cause you to get the detention. Or maybe you've got a brother or sister that you enjoy, you know, making the most of them, being in the house, having a bit of fun with them, until your parents find out, and immediately you're like grounded because you've done something to your brother or sister. I mean, we all know what it's like to live with regret. We all know what it's like to live with regret. And I know those are maybe some light-hearted examples of regret. But the truth is, if you're anything like me, you make mistakes on like a daily basis. If you're anything like me, you make mistakes on a daily basis. And some of these are like small mistakes. So like you lash out in anger at someone and you immediately regret it and you wish you'd acted differently. But some of these are like bigger mistakes. Like sometimes you feel like you need to try and strive for someone's acceptance or someone's love because you feel like there's a gap missing in your life. So you're desperately trying to do something to get someone else's attention, but you don't get their attention. You're just left living in regret that you couldn't get their attention or their love. Or maybe you're not too sure what the future holds, and the thought of the future is quite scary. You don't know what you're going to do next year. You don't know what you're going to do when school ends. And so you start acting out, or you start making stupid decisions, or you start making decisions in the present that you know you're going to regret in the future, and you're left living with mistakes. I mean, we all know what it's like to live with regrets. We all know what it's like to hurt the people that love us the most in this world, namely our parents and our family. We all know what it's like to do things we wish we couldn't or wouldn't do. We all know what it's like to think thoughts that we wish we couldn't think, that we wish we could stop thinking. But somehow, the more we think about stopping thinking, the more we do is think more about them. We all know what it's like to make mistakes and to live with regrets. And that got me thinking, like, what if there was something we could do about it? Like, what if there was a way in this world that we could learn to not make so many mistakes or to not live with so many regrets? What if there was something we could learn tonight, in the next 10 minutes or so, that would mean moving forward, tomorrow, Monday when we're back at school, in a week's time? What if there was something we could learn right now in the next 10 minutes that would help us move forward, making less mistakes and living with less regrets? I mean, I don't know about you, but I think that sounds pretty good. Awesome. You know, this isn't a new issue that we're facing in 2020. Living with regrets and making mistakes isn't something that we're doing now. In fact, it's something that's been going on ever since humans have been around. We've always been quite bad at making mistakes and living with regrets. In fact, I was reading a story, and if you've ever been in a church building before or ever been around Christians before, you probably know about two people called Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve were one of the first two people to live, and you can read about their story in the first book of the Bible, Genesis. And their lives would have been told from generation to generation in ancient Israel, probably until a guy called Moses wrote it down. Shout out to Moses. And now we can read their story now in our Bibles, Genesis, the start of the Bible. And Adam and Eve, what you've got to understand about Adam and Eve is that they lived in like a perfect world. Like if you could imagine heaven on earth, that's what the Garden of Eden was. That's what they were living in. Like, get this. There was no coronavirus. I know. There was no COVID in the Garden of Eden. There was no illness of any kind. There was no sickness. There were no thieves. There were no terrorists. There were no dictators. There was like no bad stuff whatsoever in the Garden of Eden. It was just like Adam and Eve chilling out with all the animals. They could eat all the fisheye they wanted. Amen. Right? There was nothing bad in the Garden of Eden. But Adam and Eve had a choice, and it's the same choice we all have, something called free will. They can do what they want when they want. And so God gave Adam and Eve a choice. And he said, like, yes, you can continue living in heaven. Yes, you can continue living in this perfect paradise. But you've got a choice. And the choice is you can leave all that behind and eat from 2 of these trees. And if you don't eat from the trees, you can keep living here. It's going to be awesome. But you have a choice, free will. You have a choice. And you can eat from these 2 trees. And I bet we can all guess what happens. Because if they're anything like me, I'd be thinking, what's so good about those trees? I mean, what's so good about those trees that I can't eat from them? I mean, those trees look pretty good to me. Because isn't it one of those things, like as soon as we're told we can't do something, hello. Like that's what we suddenly want to do the most. As soon as we're told we can't do something or see something or watch something, that's suddenly like, as soon as my mum said I couldn't watch that 18 film, I'm like, what's so good about that film? That's going to be the greatest film in the world. I've got to watch that film right now. Why? Because as soon as we know we can't do something, suddenly that's the one thing we want to do, even though there's so much other stuff we could do that would be much better for us. But they're left living in the Garden of Eden with these 2 trees they can't eat from. And the Bible talks to us in Genesis chapter 3 about how Eve is deceived into eating from this tree. You see, Eve is told that if she eats from the tree, she would become like God. Now, that sounds pretty cool. I mean, if I'm given an apple and told that if I eat it, I can become like God, I'm probably going to eat the apple. Like that, I mean, that sounds like a good deal. I eat an apple, I become like God. Like that is a good trade to have. And so Eve eats from this apple. Adam comes along. He eats from the apple. Why? Because Eve's naked, and Eve asked him to do something. And if Eve's naked and she asked me to do something, I'm probably going to do it. So he eats from the apple as well. And suddenly, everything changes. And what happens is they made a choice to leave behind the Garden of Eden. So sin enters the world. Mistakes enter the world. Regret enters the world. Sickness enters the world. Everything changes in that moment. And Adam and Eve realize what they've done, and they run from God. And humans have been running from God ever since. One mistake, one apple, the desire to become like God, one deception, one lie, and they've been running from God, and we've been running from God ever since. And what really, really grates on me about this story, like when I was reading it a few weeks ago, what really got to me is Eve ate the apple and Adam ate the apple because they wanted to become like God. But what they didn't realize is that when God made them, in Genesis chapter 1, verse 27, it says this: "So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God, he created them." Another translation says that God created mankind, me and you, in his likeness. He created us like him. I mean, this is an incredible thought, that you are like God. You have been created in the image of God, in the image of the man that created everything we see, in the image of the man that knows everything that has ever happened and everything that will ever happen, in the image of this most incredibly powerful, loving guy. His image you have been created in. You are like God. And yet Eve didn't realize this. Adam had forgotten this. And so he's thinking, I need to become like God, so I need to eat from this apple. But God had already made them like him. They were already like God. They already had the one thing they were striving for. They already had everything they were looking for. They just didn't realize it. And so, when you go looking for love from that one boy or that one girl, thinking that will fulfill all your desires and make life perfect, what you've forgotten is you've already got complete love and complete acceptance from your Father in heaven. The one thing you're looking for, the one thing you're striving for, is the one thing you already have. And the one thing you won't get looking for it in the places you're looking for it. Or when you lash out in anger at your mum or your dad or your siblings, what you've forgotten and what you've not realized is that God's already given you access to complete peace. You already have it, yet you fail to realize it. And when we make decisions that give us temporary pleasure because we think the next high or the next buzz or the next few hours will be better because of it, what we fail to realize is God's already given us long-term joy. But every decision we make in the moment, for the moment, only makes it harder for us to access the long-term joy God's already got for us. And we're left living in regret, just like Adam and Eve all those years ago. Now, here's the point. Here's the point. It's going to get more positive. Don't worry, I promise. It's going to get more positive. Here's the point. There's one word that Adam and Eve could have said that would have changed everything. There's one word in the moment, track back 6,000 years, give or take a millennia, that they could have said to change absolutely everything. One word. And it's the same word you can say in the moment in 2020 that will change everything in your life. It's a great word. So word you ready now, promise. All Adam or Eve needed to say was the word no. That's all they needed to say. The word no. And here's the point. You can say no because God has already said yes. Watching at home, you can say no because God has already said yes. You see, God had already said yes to creating us in his image, in his likeness. God had already said yes to making us like him. So Adam and Eve could have said no to the deception. They could have said no to the lie because they were already made in God's image. And you can say no. You can say no to pursuing love in the wrong places because God has already said yes to ensuring you are completely loved as you are. You can say no to lashing out in anger because God has already said, yes, you can have complete peace. You can say no to temporary pleasure because God has already said, yes, you can have complete joy. You can say no because God has already said yes. You can say no because God has already said yes. But we need to realize it. And you see, we're so forgetful. So forgetful. Because we can come into an environment like this, or we can watch something like this online, and we can get so excited and so grateful for everything God's done for us. And then we go to school on Monday morning, and we forget everything. We forget that God has given us access to all we could possibly need in this world. We forget that God has given us access to love and hope and joy and a future that is greater than you could ever imagine. And so we slip back into our old habits. We continue running from God, making mistakes, and getting things wrong because we forget who we are and who God made us to be. So the one word we need to learn is the word no. No, I don't need to send that message to that boy or that girl. No, I don't need to send that picture out onto the internet. No, I don't need to act in that way around people who I think are my friends to get them to like me more. No, I don't need to conform to a certain pattern in society to fit in. No, I don't need to make certain choices about my future because I'm not sure what's going to happen later. No. Because yes, God has already told me I am loved and accepted regardless of what I do. Because yes, God has already said my future is going to be absolutely incredible. Yes, God has already given me complete peace and complete joy and everything I could possibly want in this world. I mean, that sounds pretty incredible. Adam and Eve forgot this. They took the fruit, they ate from the apple, not realizing they already had access to everything they could possibly want. And we are the same. And humans have been running from God ever since that moment. And if you read through the Bible, you can read some crazy stories in the Old Testament, a lot of which don't make much sense. New Testament makes a little bit more sense. But all these stories are telling us it's a story of mankind trying to get close to God again, trying to enter into a relationship with God again. And there's things that God tries, the 10 Commandments, the laws, Moses, people that you would have heard of if you've ever been to Sunday school. And it all climaxed in this guy called Jesus. And I don't know, maybe you think it's unfair that the mistake of one man called Adam all those years ago ruined life for us. But how much more incredible is it that the sacrifice of one man called Jesus, 2,000 years ago on a cross, it's the Easter story, I'm sure you know it. His death all those years ago took all that wrong, all those mistakes that were made before him, all those mistakes that Adam and Eve made and every person made since then, and all those mistakes that were made after him, those mistakes that you made yesterday, those mistakes that you could even make tomorrow, all those mistakes were taken to the cross and dealt with. That means you can enter into a relationship with God today, yesterday, last month, next month. It's your choice. You've got the choice. It's called free will. Will you all bow your heads a second in the room while I wrap this up? Because I want to pray before I end. And guys watching online as well, you can join in with this. You see, I want to pray first off for people that haven't heard a message like this before, or have maybe forgotten they've heard a message like this before because we're forgetful. And so maybe through the last 5, 6, 7 months, you've really been struggling. You've been struggling to work out why the things are happening that are happening. struggling to work out what coronavirus is and why it's taking place and why it's messing so much with our lives. And that means you've found yourself slipping away from God, maybe not running away from God, but certainly not pursuing him anymore. And actually right now you'd say, Greg, I'm in a position I don't want to be in. I'm in a position where I'm making mistakes. Life isn't better than it was 6-7 months ago, and I want to make myself right with God. And so I want to pray for you in the room and at home. So all I'm going to do is ask you to pop up a hand in a few seconds' time, and that's just a sign between me, you, and God that you're making a decision, you're making a choice to turn back to him tonight. So if that's you in the room, I'm going to count from 3 to 1. Just pop up a hand, and those watching online as well. I'm sure God sees you wherever you are. So if that's you, just pop up a hand. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. I see those. You can pop them back down again. That's cool. Okay, I'm going to pray. Jesus, thank you so much that your death on that cross 2,000 years ago still counts today. And your death makes up for all our mistakes, all our regrets, all the stuff that we've done that's bad, and means that we can continually be in a perfect relationship with you. And I pray for everyone now, Lord, everyone watching online, everyone in the room tonight, Lord. I pray that you help us to make the right choices. Lord, show us those areas in our lives where we need to start saying no and understand that you've already said yes. Help us not to chase for love and acceptance in the wrong places, but to find our love and acceptance in you. Help us to stop lashing out in anger at people, but instead find peace in you. Help us to say no to temporary pleasure and start choosing long-term joy. Help us to run towards you rather than away from you. And help us to see that our future is absolutely flipping incredible. Just one more thing while it's on my mind. I've mentioned love a few times tonight, and as I was praying over this message and thinking about this message, like that felt real heavy for me preparing it, because like love and acceptance is such a huge thing for anyone to go through, let alone a young person. And I remember when I was in school, and like everyone just wanted to be popular, everyone just wanted to be liked, everyone just wanted to fit in. And I promise you it gets better. When you get to work, it's not as hard, because no one really cares about being cool anymore. But when you're in school, like it's tough. I remember what it was like. And I remember like wanting to be loved and accepted by certain people. And I remember I'd act in certain ways and make certain jokes and be mean to certain people so that I'd be liked by other people, which really doesn't make any sense when I think about it. And like relationships is a huge thing, because we want a boyfriend or a girlfriend to make us feel happy, to make us feel complete. The world will tell you you're not complete until you've got a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and that's a lie. You can be complete as one, I promise. And so I want to pray specifically for that again in this room and for those watching online. And I want to pray that you find a love and acceptance in God that means you don't have to chase for it in other people, in your friends, in your family, but that you receive a love tonight and a feeling tonight. And I mean like God touches you so you feel it, and it's not just something weird that a guy at the front is speaking about, but it's something you feel deep in your soul that can change the way you act and stop you living with so many mistakes. Because imagine what it would be like to go to school on Monday and not care what people thought of you, but to go into that building confident that you are who you need to be. You have all the gifts and talents you need to be an incredible person, that you can be a leader in that environment, and you can live a future that's going to be so much better than you could ever have imagined. Instead of going into school wondering who likes you and how you need to behave to get certain people to notice you. So final time before I end, shut your eyes, bow your heads, and I'll pray in again as well for people online. Specifically, love and acceptance. If anything I've just said resonates with you, maybe your heart's beating a little bit faster, maybe you've got goosebumps, maybe you feel different to how you did 30 seconds ago, then this prayer's for you, and I'm going to ask you to pop up your hands as well as a sign that you're making a decision to stop chasing after other people's attention and start living off God's attention. So I'm going to count from 3 to 1 again. Pop up your hand if that's you. 3, 2, 1. That's awesome. You can pop your hands down in the room. Thank you so much. Dear Lord Jesus, we are making a commitment tonight to stop chasing after the attention and love of other people and only seek your attention, your approval. Lord, we know in you we have everything we could possibly need. We know that in you we have perfect love and perfect acceptance, and no matter what we do and how we behave, you will always be someone who loves and champions and supports us. So I pray for us as we go into our schools or our workplaces on Monday morning. May we go into those places knowing that we have the perfect gifts and the perfect talents to be incredible leaders in those environments, and that we can go into those places not needing to act or behave a certain way to get the approval of love of others, Lord, but that we can go into those places confident in who you have already made us to be, and confident that you have given us everything we need for a life of complete joy, complete love, complete satisfaction, a life that will blow all of our expectations. God, thank you that we can say no because you have already said yes. Thank you that we can say no because you have already said yes. And everybody said amen. Come on, everybody said amen. Hey, thank you so much for listening to me in the room. Thank you so much for listening online. We've got a short video that you can watch, and then we're going to go back to Tim and Maria.
Wow. Yeah, we can say no to so many things because God has said yes. There is nothing greater than a relationship with God. Can we just show Greg some more love in the room and in the chat? Awesome. Maria, I think it's time to announce the winners of our games. Yeah.
So I can announce that our winner is Harry Miles. So everybody in the room erupt with applause, and in the comments put clapping emojis. Say well done to Harry. That is so good. We will get you your Thrive merch. So yeah, that's our winner.
Awesome. Well done, mate. Right, we're coming to the end of the night now, but I'm here to remind you that next month we will be doing this all over again. We've got a guest speaker. Jerome Rudder is an excellent speaker and just a great guy. So come along to that. It's November the 13th. So put that date in your diary. And as for us here, we'll see you then. Bye-bye.